Hello and welcome back to part 2 in this video series of putting the M for Memories book together. I found the other stacks that I'm going to be using. They coordinate with the other papers, but they weren't specifically made for those. So this is the first one. I got this one a long time ago. I'm pretty sure it's Hobby Lobby because it's a paper studio. I'll just skim through so you can see there's a bunch of plain papers in the back that go with the pattern papers. So here we go. I don't know if anyone's ever seen this. I'm sure you have at some point. Okay. There we go. Oops. And that's the first one. Okay. So we're using that one. We're using several papers, but we won't be using all the papers from each one. This one I think I showed in the other video. I'm not sure, but I'll just skim through it again so you can see. Oops, trying to go slower so you can actually see the papers. Some of these are real pretty, and this one's real. It's got like a pearlescent on top of it, and there's our snowman, and our Santa and our reindeer. That's number 2. And I've already cut out the papers for the matting that we're going to be doing today. And I did write down the measurements on each piece of paper, so you'll be able to see that. I'm going to be using these tags, some of these tags, some of these papers. These are half glittered. You got some calendar pieces there to cut apart. I don't know. I don't. This one is. The deer and the birds are flocked, so hopefully we'll be able to put that in somewhere. I really, really like this one. It's the postcard sheet, and there's some glittering on it. And I already used one of these tags last year. I've had this one probably a year or 2, I think. This one, oops, that one. There's 2 of each. I think I might fussy cut these out and use them somewhere. And then, oh, I really love this one. I gotta find a way to be able to use that Christmas tree. And then there's these. I'll be fussy cutting out some of those. And then there's all these sayings on here that they're all from pieces in the pack. And there's the bird. I really like this one. This one will be used for sure too. I love the holly. And then this one. I'm not crazy about this color. It looks gold, but it looks like a brown gold when you're in person looking at it. So I don't know if I'll use that one, but I'm sure I'll find a spot for it. And there's that. And then I picked up 2 other stacks yesterday at Joann's, and these are what's in these. These are so pretty. And there's 3 of each in this one. But you won't see 3 because I've already cut some out for the matting we're doing today. So there we go. Hopefully you can see that. Ornaments, trees, holly. And then, oh, let's see, I can't see that. And then gingerbreads. Those will definitely be used. I hate 2-sided paper because then I can never decide which side I like the best. Snowman. Turn it this way a little bit. There. There won't be any shaking today in this video. I think there was yesterday. I'm not for sure, but because I couldn't find my tripod. And string popcorn, pine cones. There's some little holly berries, and birds, and striped. And this is what I chose for the cover of the book. And then this one, I saw this one, and it just correlated perfect with the other stack, so I knew I had to get it. And these are all one-sided, so I won't have to pick and choose. There's that one. And the brown one. I've already cut a couple out of these. And that one. That one. And a patch quilt one. And then some of these have like doilies and burlap stuff, and we're going to be using some burlap as well. And this is all foiled, as you can see. And then there's little recipe cards, striped with foil. Yeah, all these cards, we'll be using these cards for sure. And that one, like I said, I've already used a couple. These have 2 of each in there. I really like this one too. The 2 and from, and then the lines to journal. Oops. And that's the front page. And these are, some of the letters are glittered on there. Alright, so that's all the paper we're going to be using. So, here is our book again. What we're going to do first is, before we start the matting, I'm going to show you how to make this. It's a little folder. There's going to be 4 photos in here, because what I'm trying to do with this book is not cover up the pretty papers, but have plenty of places for photos where there's more plain paper, so you're not wasting anything. And this will have a magnetic closure on it. And I wrote down the measurements. This is not from the tutorial. This is something that I made. So we will go over how to do that. Yeah, so I think we'll do that first. So for those of you who didn't see yesterday, what we're going to be matting today is, we'll do the cover last. So, but I'm going to show you a couple things I did with the papers for the cover. We're going to mat this envelope. We're going to mat this photo mat paper. We're going to mat this. And it goes like that. And then this, I went ahead and painted around. And we're going to stick our paper down on it. And then we've got the piece for this. And then we've got the papers for this. And the paper, oops, out of frame, oops. Paper for this one. And the paper for this pull out here. And then we've also got the tag that we're making is going to fit right here perfectly. I'll show you real quick. It fits perfectly in here, so. And it fits just right in there, just like that. So you'll have an opportunity there for 4 photos. You're going to have, if you want photos on there, you're going to have a 5x7 photo here. And then this will hold, let's see, it's going to hold, this is going to be pattern paper. This is going to hold 1, 2, 3 photos. You could do 4 photos there. And then this is an envelope to put anything you want in there. You can put tags in here, journal tags. You can put extra photos that you just want to pull out and look at there. And these are the papers from that stack that I chose for this. So we'll do that in a minute once we put this piece together. So we're going to start with this. I did this. This is 8x10, so it's very large. And the little tab, closure tab, is 2x4. And we went ahead and I'm choosing this beautiful embossed foiled paper for the outside, for the cover. This will be for the back sheet. And these are from 2 different paper pads, but they match, the reds match great. They match perfect. And the greens too. This will be for the back. These will be both for the insides, and then these will be the photo mats, just plain paper, so you don't cover up your pretty pattern paper. Alright, so let's go ahead and get cutting. Get my paper trimmer down here somewhere. I'm using my whiskers there today. So we need a piece that's 8x10. So we'll start with this one. And if your paper is directional, just make sure that you have it in the right direction. Like these poinsettias, they're all in different directions, so you don't really have to worry about it. That looks good that way. Let's see. So we are going, it's 10 long, 8 wide. So 10 long, and 8 wide right here. And then we're going to round the corners too. So this is a good beginner project if you've never really done anything like that. And it'll fit just like that. And then we need another 8 by 10 for this one. Okay. We're cutting 10 by 8 on this one. Let's see. Let me think about this for a minute. I want to be sure I don't want to waste paper. I waste a lot of paper by miscutting. A lot. This is going to be a longer video, so if you don't like this part, you can just fast forward through. Alright, so this part's going to be 10. So we're going to do the 10 side first. 10. See, 10. 10 by... Let's see. Okay, so we're going to go 8 this way. 8. They almost messed it up. That's why I waste so much paper. That's why we buy tons of extra paper. Right? And so this one will be matted just like that. And then now, the insides are going to be just a little bit smaller because you don't want to take it all the way up to the crease or else you'll have problems opening and closing it. So let's just remeasure it out real quick. So this is 8 by 10, obviously, since the front is. So we'll do like 7 7/8. So it covers almost all the paper by 10 7/8. 7. If you don't know where 7 7/8 is, because I myself did not know where it was, it's between the 3/4 and the whole number. It's after the 3/4, so it's the middle line. Let me zoom in so I can show you. I'm sure everybody knows, but I didn't, so I did not know that at all. So I'm going to show you on here. Alright, so let's go. We'll take, it doesn't matter where you're looking at, it's the same on every number, obviously, but here's your half mark. There's your 3/4 mark right there, and it's, your 3/4 mark is right there, and it is right there, the next longest line. So you've got your half, your 3/4, and then your 7/8 right there. So I hope you can see that. It's this longer one. And there's a little tick before the 8. It's right there. So yeah, I did not know that. I wasn't good with the 8s. So, but I figured it out. I printed out an 8s ruler off the internet. Actually, I took a picture with my phone, and I was doing it with my phone. So it worked out okay. Alright. And then we're right. And let's make sure that it fits before we cut another one. Make sure we're in the right spot. And we're in a good spot there. And we got plenty of room to center it. I'm just centering it, and then we got plenty of room. It closes perfectly fine. So we're going to do the second one. So now we've got 3 pieces. Alright, so we're going to go and do it again. Yeah, just be careful of your directional paper, or else you'll have it in the wrong direction. Alright, so now let's bring this back again. And make sure we close good. And we close perfect. So there's all that. Now we need to, we need a piece that's 2 by 4 to cover the the closure. So I'm going to use this one for the closure, so it matches with the front, and it's a contrast, so I think it'll look good like that. So here's 4. Oops. 4 by, zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. There. 4 by 2. And it's already 2, so don't have to do anything. I'm going to score it at, my monster score book. I'm going to score it at 2 inches. Just going to score it at 2. Get my little scoring tool. Alright, see, it's 4 inches, and we're going to score. Actually, turn it on the opposite side and score it 2 to cover the other piece of paper. And with scoring, die cuts with a view paper it's notorious for cracking. It cracks like crazy, but you can always ink it up if there's cracks. Try not to, if you do any papers that need folded from die cuts with a view, try not to use foiling or glitter pieces for that, because it will, die cuts with a view paper is horrible for cracking unless you like score really good on both sides. That's the only way it won't crack on you. But the glitter pieces will still crack 90% of the time because our paper's so thick and it's got tons of glitter on it, which I love the glitter, but yeah, but it doesn't fare well. Okay, and we're going to use these, we're going to use magnets. We're going to use the basic gray magnets. You need a minus and a plus, and you can see they're very good, very strong. But I still use extra adhesive on them anyway. I don't know, we're going to actually cover this or just use this. Well, we need this because we need to hide the magnet. So let's hide the magnet. Alright, so we're just going to line it up. This, I couldn't decide if I wanted it to go here or in here and then close it, but then it wouldn't keep the whole thing shut, it would just keep that shut. So we want it on the outside, and you're going to glue this together first. You're going to glue this down first, and then put your paper over it, so it's going to stick out just a little bit so you can still see the paper, or you can do it all the way, doesn't really matter. Yeah, so really, if you do it all the way, then you can just put the square piece of paper there, but then you'll see the brown part, and I don't want that. I want to see the pattern paper. So I guess you could not use this piece if you wanted to, and just put this here, because it's going to be down all the way. It's going to be down all the way, and then I want to go ahead and corner around this first before. So I'm going to use the corner chomper, even though I really don't like this at all. Ever since I got it, it doesn't corner around well for me. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's very picky. So this is probably my least favorite corner. I know other people love it, but I hate it. I don't know if I just got a bad one or what, because it doesn't work all the time. All right, just a second. All right, okay, so if we're going, let me think about this. If we're going to do this, oops, yeah, you can see that, I hope. All right, so we're going to do this. If we do this, and we're going to cover it up with that paper, the back, because we really only need the front showing, we will still need this piece, because we're going to hide the magnet, and you'll be able to see the magnet there. If it's not a big deal, you don't care. If you see the magnet, then you can leave it, but I don't want to see the magnet. I like everything hidden. So it's more magical that way. There. And it traps paper in there like crazy. I know it's supposed to, but it gets stuck. Anyway. Alright, so this is what we have now. So we're going, and I can tell you this, it does not matter which one you put where, because I know that will be a question. It doesn't matter if you put the minus or the plus on top or bottom, the polarity is the same. It's still going to go. So if I did this, now, really, if you think about it, if I took, it just says a minus and a plus, it doesn't matter. They're going to stick together. A minus can go with a minus, a plus. It doesn't matter, really. So, and these have adhesive on them, but I still put a little bit of adhesive on them just because, and I'm going to use wet glue for this because wet glue works better. It does. I've just come to realize that it does work better. Score tape works better for putting, not better, but it's easier when you're putting books together. This is the only one I've ever done a tutorial on, so, except I've shown a couple of pages that I've put together for a mini album, but this one, if this turns out well, I might do a, oops, see, I didn't put the magnet in there. Okay, so this, and okay, so this is what you need to do when you're using magnets. You need to put this where you're putting it and mark it. So you mark where you want, where you're going to want your magnet to hit both places. So here, and I usually will pop a little hole through this one, but I don't really want to do that. But it's wherever it's gonna be close. So you can move this. That's a good thing about another good thing about wet glue. You can put it here. So let's go ahead and put this down. You can see there's adhesive on it. But we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of wet glue there, just to make sure it goes where it's supposed to. And then, what you can do is, since you've got this one here already, got this here, now get your other magnet, and I get these online from Joann's.com. When they have their 40% off all scrapbooking stuff. I do that, and they're normally $3.99. I think you get them for, I don't know, $2 something. So all you have to do is put this, it's trying to take off. So just kind of just put it there. It's right there. So then you're just going to mark. You're just going to mark where it's at, right here, so you know. A little bit higher, right there. Alright, so put this down. Whoa, it's trying to take off. Yeah, and it takes off, so you just stick it down. And now nobody will see your magnets. Other people like to see the magnets. I don't. But if you do, just do it whatever way you want to do it. And then just put a little drop of glue here. Alright. Whoa. It's trying to go to its friends. Oh, get back there. There. Okay. Now it's all good. So now I'm going to re-glue this, obviously, since I took it apart because I forgot to put the magnet in between the two. So a little extra to make sure we know where everything is. Alright, so now you want to line it up. Line it up, and you can see it's together. Alright, where's the other one at? Okay. So just make sure you're lined up. Now we're going to stick it down. And stick it down while the magnet is attached to the paper. Because inevitably, well, not for you maybe, but for me, I stick it in the wrong spot. And then the magnet doesn't work like it's supposed to. Alright, so here we go. Just going to glue this down. We're going to cover this side with paper, so it doesn't matter. So really, you didn't have to use pattern paper on the back, since now it's going to be covered. So that's why this is trial and error. So just hold it down for a minute, make sure it sticks. And I'm using Scotch-Brite adhesive glue, my favorite wet glue. Alright, let's make sure this is down. Alright, now we have that. And there's your magnet. Okay, so now we're going to stick down our papers. So this is going to be like this. And we're going to, once we put this together, we'll, let me zoom out a little bit so you can see everything. Then we'll corner around everything. So let's start with this. So use my ATG gun for this. Alright. This video is going to be a little bit, wow, okay. I guess I will do this in 2 parts then. We'll do this in 2 parts. Now there might be a couple days in between where you don't see a video, and it's only because, well, I have to go to work. So I work in a hospital, so we all know no matter if it's a holiday or not, hospitals don't close. Thank goodness for sick people. So I will be at work those days. I am a respiratory therapist, so I work every other weekend, which is fine, because then I get more days off during the week. And then we're just going to put this down like that. Okay, and then now, there's our front side. I like that. I think it looks good. And I'm going to ink up edges and stuff too. I should have probably inked before. Maybe we'll go ahead and do that really quick. I'll probably ink with red. What was I using earlier? We used fire brick. We used Timol's fire brick. Go ahead and do that now. I'll do this page first. Just ink up. I'm sure everyone knows how to ink up by now. We've seen it enough times. If you don't want to see this part, just fast forward. And it covers all the white edges. And we're going to be doing tutorials on, we're going to do embossing in here. We're going to do page decorating once we get all the matting done. So this is going to be probably a long series, which I've never done a long series before. So I hope it turns out well. Alright, so we're just going to do this one too. And then I'm going to put a little Christmas sticker or something in the middle right there also. And this is why you should ink before. There we go. Alright. And I'm going to go ahead and do this. Ink this edge here. So it doesn't look so brown. It looks more red that way. Alright, do this one. And mostly I worry about inking when stuff isn't covered, so then I just use ink to cover it up. And the book is for me, so if it's not perfect, I don't care. And it doesn't need to be perfect. It's a handmade craft item. So, and when people buy stuff online and it's handmade, I think a lot of times they think it's going to be like they get it from the store and there's never going to be imperfections. Well, it's handmade. There's supposed to be imperfections. We're humans. We're imperfect. So that's just the way the ball bounces sometimes. I'll probably cover this too with some paper. I'll probably just use a little piece of that right there. So instead of on the inside, I should have just put it there. See? So now you'll learn what not to do. That's the moral of this story. Learn what not to do. Alright, so let me go ahead and ink around the back here before I put this down. That way if there's any edges showing, they will be covered. And this is just the Tim Holtz tool. I have like 2, 3, 4, 5, like whatever fits on the little round spinner. And you can see that's where I created the hinge to put this big piece together. And that will be completely covered with paper. If you want me to do a video on how to put this construction piece together, I will be making more of these to go in other of the file folders. So if you want to see that, just let me know, and I'll do a tutorial on that part. It's really simple. All right, and now we're going to tape this down. What time is it? Okay. All right. Go ahead and ATG this down. It looks like I use a lot of glue. I do use a lot of glue because I want to make sure it doesn't come up. Alright, let's keep going. Yeah, so if you have any questions about anything, just leave a comment below, or you can PM me any questions and I'll try to get back to you. Oops. Try to get back to you as soon as I can. Ah, get back there. It's running low. You can always tell when it's getting low. First, it starts squeaking. Yeah, I'm going to have to switch this tape out. Alright, so let's go ahead and put this down. Let's put this down like that. Try to get it centered the best I can. Alright, and there's that piece. And there looks like there's a little bit of overhang there, and I'll just take my craft knife and cut that off, trim that off. And there's the outside and the back. And don't forget, you can decorate any way you want on here. But just remember, it's going to be in that pocket folder, so you're going to be taking it in and out. So, and it's not something you're going to see unless you take it out. So that's that. And we're going to go ahead and put these down. Maybe. Let's see. Trying to fix this here. It's stuck on somewhere. Alright. Sorry. That's awesome. Alright, I finished fighting with the ATG gun. I got it working. So, me and the tape gun don't get along except for gluing stuff down. Putting it together. Oh, it's a fight to the finish. And the ATG gun usually wins. As a matter of fact, the ATG gun always wins. So I call my husband and he does it and he fixes it for me. And I'm learning to get it done. And I usually do a couple little small ones in here just to make sure it's stuck down really, really good. So we're back to this here. I'm probably not going to ink the inside because these are going to be photo mats, so Not too concerned about it. The only one that's going to see it is me. So, and just make sure that you don't go all the way into the fold. Alright, I'm going to put the second one in. Alright. And put the second one in. Alright. And I will upload this video today, which is Wednesday, November 6th. Alright, let's get this all down. Get back here. And now, since this is 8 wide, we'll see. We should be able to get 4 photo mats in here. See, we're getting way down to the end. So we're getting close here before I have to change it out and have another battle with the ATG gun. So here we go. Alright, so now we've got our book. So now we're not going to be covering, this is kind of plainish paper, so I'm not worried about having the photo mats on top of that. I just don't want to cover up this pretty foil paper, these pretty papers. So we got our magnet, and the magnets never stop working. You don't, metal's metal. So we're going to do 2 of red and 2 of green. So let's measure that out. We have, let's see, 7 7/8 there by 10. So it's still really 8 by 10. So we're going to do our photo mats. So we got 10, so they'll be 4.5 long by, we'll probably make them 7. That way we have plenty of room. So let's see what we do here. Alright, let's go 7 by 4. Let's measure it with the paper. Okay, that'll leave plenty of room. We just got to 4. Alright, this is, let me make sure this is, get back here. See, there's always a mess somewhere. Alright, so we have, it's 8 this way. So it's going to be 7. And we have 10, so we'll do 7 by 5. 5 by 7, whatever. 7 by, these are 5 by 7. So, alright, there's 1. 7. Do it again. 7 by 5. It doesn't matter, these are plain paper, so you don't got to worry about it. We're going to do the red again. We're going to do 7 by 5. And I watched a bunch of videos to figure out how to do all this stuff by several people. Obviously, Kathy Orta, that's where the book tutorials from. And the magnet I've done on other books where I've bought tutorials, so that's how I learned how to do that. So we can go like this. We can go like this. Like that. Like this. Or like this. And like that. Make it very festive for the holiday. I think I'm gonna shave probably a 1/4 inch off each one of these so you can still see the paper in the middle. So we'll just shave a 1/4 inch off each one. So let's just do that real quick. 1/4 inch. And you can trim your photos down to fit this without problem. There's, yeah, several YouTubers that are very talented and making mini albums. My sister Scrapper, Cassie here on YouTube, Kathy Orta. There's just so many people on YouTube that are really good at this. Much better than I. This will be my 4th mini album. I think this is the most elaborate, the largest that I've ever done. I did do a 6x6. There's a video on my channel. It was for my sister's birthday. It came out okay. I would rather do a larger album. There we go. Now those are perfect. Well, perfect for me. You do it. If you don't care if there's not a gap in between, then you can do whatever you want. So this is how we're doing this. We're going to do one of each color, and then this all coordinates together, and then this piece will be done. Now, really, if you're working on this, it's not going to take you that long to do it. Just because I was showing how to do everything and cutting everything. For the book part, I already have everything cut out. So all we're going to be doing is laying it down and talking about sizes for that. Let's make sure we have enough ATG tape for this. Alright, and we're just going to lay a couple of these down, and then that part is all done. Yeah, I'm going to have to switch this out. So I'll just lay a couple of these down, and then you get the idea of how to put the rest together. And then in the next video, I'll show it all finished, because that's all that's left to do. So lay these down, and then, well, you see me lay one down. I'll go ahead and round the corners so you can see what that looks like. And then we're done with this piece, and we can put it to the side until we're ready to put it together. And I'm using the 1/2 inch side on the corner rounder. And don't do it all together. That's too much paper. This thing, well, mine cannot handle it. Cannot handle that. And try to, when you do it, I don't know if, like I said, if anyone else has the problem, but you have to get the corner stuck in there as far as you can. There we go. And then we'll do this one. And then I got to change my ATG tape, and I'll lay the other ones down. And then when we start the matting, you can see it all finished. But basically, this is how it's going to look with the other mats in there and our magnet closure. And we are good for that. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll be back, and we will get busy on the matting. I hope everyone has a great day.